Well, hurricane season is approaching, and after Hurricane Ida hit 7 months ago, the state's auditor's office is asking if Louisiana is prepared for another one.
Well, the audit is specifically looking at the state's response during Ida. It found several areas that need improvement. NBC Local 33's investigative reporter Ariel Salk breaks down that report. And Ariel, what did you find?
This nearly 50-page report of the Louisiana Legislative Auditors makes 8 recommendations for the Governor's Office of Homeland Security, or GOHSEP, in their hurricane response based on what they found after Ida swept through the state. The Louisiana Legislative Auditor's Office is releasing new recommendations ahead of the next disaster. They say emergency plans submitted to GOHSEP from parishes were missing key information.
The fuel needs of first responders, who's going to staff your points of distribution, which is really important because that's where all your supplies are.
The report finds that there were not enough emergency contracts to meet the demands for resources, forcing the state to spend nearly $10 million on supplies.
These vendors may not want a pre-awarded contract because they know they can be paid a higher price immediately after the storm when you've had a lot of damage and people are scrambling. 4
of the 8 recommendations were on how to improve the Web EOC, a website designated to help people after the storm. The audit also calls into question a communication system put in place after Hurricane Katrina, saying it isn't efficient.
And even 911 services went offline, so now residents couldn't call in emergencies. So that was a big recommendation that we made.
Out of the 8 recommendations, GOHSEP agreed to address 7 of them fully.
It's very hard to respond to an emergency, and that's one thing we identified is every storm is different.
We did reach out to GOHSEP, but they declined an interview and referred us to the written responses submitted to the auditor's office. For a full list of the recommendations, head to our website, brproud.com. Ariel Salk, NBC Local 33 News.
All right, that was a lot to break down, Ariel. Thank you so much for that report.